I would urge all Australians to go out and celebrate like it's Australia Day on Australia Day and really, really go for it. As I said, I've got my thongs here ready. Hope you've got yours too. And a flag. Get the flags. I get the lot of it. A Outsiders fan sent in this adapted version of a colouring in contest from Coles, I think it was, suggesting this is how they should do it. Actually get the Aussie flag in there. Actually get no longer fresh food people, just woke Woolworths, and don't try including a minority by rejecting the vast majority. So someone there's had a bit of fun with that idea. But it gets worse because in Melbourne, apparently, they seem to have lost Australia Day, James. Jacinta Allan's looking around going, oh, what do we, I don't know, we forgot to mention it to anybody. This is a deliberate strategy by the hard left in this country. We saw the game was given away when Stephen Smith at Australia House in London before Christmas said, oh, we won't be celebrating Australia Day. This isn't accidental. This is deliberate. This is, again, a war by the left against you, your values, your tradition, your grandparents, your history, your citizenship, as James reiterated. This is a war against you and your values, trying to replace them with an alternative set of values. It is Marxist, it is wrong, and the way to defeat it is to fight back a culture war where we win by celebrating Australia Day like crazy, with the flags, going berserk, and shame those individuals who don't participate, James.
Well, indeed, Rowan. And I mean, as the old saying goes, living well is the best revenge. So going and having a good time is the best way to stick it up these people who are just complete miserabilists. But, you know, what you're saying, Rowan, is correct, because they have a view of kind of Australian history, right? That says from 60,000 plus years ago to 1788, Edenic utopia here. Then British arrive. Everything is hellacious, horrible, theft, dispossession, until Gough Whitlam becomes Prime Minister. And then, you know, through this long and rocky road with some unfortunate periods like, you know, John Howard being Prime Minister and Tony Abbott being Prime Minister, we're just on this sudden upward path towards the sort of new socialist multicultural utopia. But you know, this also, I think, really creates another big problem. We really do need to, I think, and I want to have a big conversation in this country about social cohesion, because we're bringing in a huge number of migrants. Okay, fine. But if you're bringing in a huge number of migrants, saying you want them to become citizens, want them to become part of the Australian family, great, but then you can't bring them in and come in and tell them that the country that they're joining is terrible, racist, illegitimate, and then have their kids go to schools and have them taught that the country that their parents decided that they were going to adopt for them to have presumably a better life is also, you know, racist, illegitimate, stolen land, and all of that. And this is, I think, the much bigger conversation. It's not just an Australia Day conversation. This is a 365-day-a-year conversation, and Australia is facing huge challenges economically, internally,
well, let's pick up. Let me just jump in there.
And if we're going to fight for this country, we need to hang together.